This video is a little bit advanced. It's for people who already know about New World Order. It's the people who already know about how tough this year is going to be according to not just the Mayan calendar, but basically what the trends are and what's currently happening and what it's leading to, including the blueprint for how to throw over democracy. Once I recommend you look into Naomi Wolf's book or YouTube videos on the end of America and how she explains the blueprint for overthrowing a democracy which is already taken effect and has been in effect for years. But every step, there's 10 steps, and we have not come to the last step, but the last step is martial law. And this is how, of ways I know you can prepare for it. So first of all, we need to take a non-violent approach. I know it may be tempting, but we really need to fight this with peace and love and not get violent, because what happens when you get violent is not only do you separate yourself from the people who, like the police officers, the military, they're people too, and maybe we can convince them to put, some of them at least, to put down their guns, and maybe they can convince their fellows to put down their guns, and that's not the way to go about things. So not only do you divide yourself and against your fellow human, but you may be more easily taken to jail or FEMA camp or, some other place where you can be, taken down, and you may be more easily targeted. So don't get violent. It's not the way. You must turn hearts and not turn fists. So one way you can definitely fight the problem we're having with, so many problems, is just fight the New World Order, is to wake people up with information on the internet while we have it, with other people. Get talking about issues. Get talking about issues such as New World Order, the Illuminati, spiritual awakening, intuition, all the stuff that you've been so afraid of to talk about because you don't want to be looked like you're crazy. Get over it. Talk about it, because you will find that you're far less alone in these things than you think, and you will build a sense of community, which is the exact thing that they don't want. So get up, talk about what you want to talk about. If they reject you, don't worry about it. They're not your friend anyways, and if they are and you want to keep them, they'll look past it. At least you get to plant seeds. Even don't be discouraged. If people just shut you out, think you're crazy, whatever, because the media makes people think that issues like this to even talk about it, not only stigmatized, but they're looked at like you're crazy. Don't worry about it. You're planting seeds, for one. It took me many years to realize and wake up. It took me seeds as well. You're planting a seed that will grow over time, flourish, and then you will have someone who agrees with you on these issues. And these are not just opinion issues to be agreed upon. These are facts. Many of the things I will talk about in these series of videos you can refer to on the internet, at least in books, while you have the resources. You can look them up and confirm what I'm talking about is fact, not opinion. So get talking. And don't be discouraged. Even if someone rejects your idea initially, does not mean that later on that seed won't flourish and they will come to terms with it. We have a sense of urgency. So I'm talking about now. This year is very important. So back to what I was talking about, how we can prepare, wake people up, don't get violent. I would recommend, and I know this is really intense, but you may want to invest in some seeds. There may be food shortages. Seeds and a backup food supply, because this is already a fact that there are oil shortages. Everyone knows about that. The environment's going in the shitter. We know about that. So there's going to be oil shortages, leads to transportation inefficiencies, and that means your food won't be transported as easily to or as far more expensive, while we still have a little bit of oil, to grocery stores and other places that food needs to be transported to. But in addition to that, it's not just that there's food shortages to oil shortages. I know this gets intense right off the bat, but the New World Order is trying to decrease the population severely. This is because they can control a smaller population easier, and well, that's the main thing. They think that it's unsustainable as well, which is it's false. It is sustainable to have a lot of people on the earth as long as they live in harmony with the earth. But we'll get to that later. Basically, prepare for food shortages. Get a food stash. Monsanto's already patenting seeds, so while you still have the chance, buy seeds that are fertile, that you can, save the seeds from the fruitful offspring and plant them again. Buy seeds, because before you know it, Monsanto will eat up every patent possible and you will not be able to farm or garden or anything. Buy seeds, stash them somewhere safe and secure. I recommend, well, let's see, think of good hiding places. I'm not going to reveal any, because basically think of that on your own, because then the idea is out there to the wrong hands as well. But get creative with where do you think, if someone invaded your home, which has already happened to people and is going to happen to people, where do you think they won't find something? They won't look. There's a lot of good stores that have a lot of cool items that hide things for you in places that you would never suspect or care to look at. Also, buy the seeds, get a survival kit, prepare your mind, prepare your spirit. It's going to be a tough year. I know it's scary, but if we don't fight for it, it's going to get even worse and worse, to the point where we may not all, but well, the human survival is really at stake this year. But for your own purposes, for your own life, prepare your mind and spirit. I will go into videos later on about my personal struggles. Those will be later on, much later on. I think the more important things right now is to prepare your mind and spirit. Meditate. Don't be afraid of whatever it's going to happen to you. Whatever will happen to you will happen to you. It's in your destiny. You have some control of your destiny, but for the most part, things as important as death and torture are pre-written into your destiny anyways. Don't be afraid. They want you to live in fear, but you should live in love. They want you to live in fear because that way, you enhance the fear vibrations of yourself and everyone around you, and you feed into what they want. They want you to live in fear. Don't be afraid. Whatever's going to happen to you is going to happen to you. Prepare your mind by meditating, loving, being positive. Don't be afraid. Live in love. Help your fellow person. Join a sense of community. Get out there. Don't hide in your room all day for fear. Go out there. Talk to your neighbor. Talk to people around you. Live in love. Don't be afraid of people judging you. Just hope to help them. Hope to open their eyes eventually one day. Hopefully soon, because we don't have much time. So live in love, not fear. That is the end of this video. Look out for more.